Okay, we are live and we are on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. Hello, hello, everyone. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm going to give everybody a minute here to log in. Tonight, we're going to try and get a little bit of catch up going on understanding what you're all feeling. It's just so much to try and correlate it to 1 hour, but I'm going to do my best tonight because I think it's the most visual of how to make this happen. So every night I try to give you guys some sort of visual to say, okay, this is what I'm doing, or this is what's happening. Sometimes I feel like a broken record, but hopefully it starts to make sense to all of you. All right, let's see. All right, so, all right, and the chat is open, so feel free. YouTube, if you could throw me a heart or a wave if you're in watching, sharing. I love it when you're all here. It's good to see you guys. All right, I'm going to get started, and usually everybody starts sliding in as we get there, but I kind of have a little bit to share, and then I'll leave it all to Q&A at the end. Let's see. Okay, let's get welcoming everybody. Welcome to the Truth Tribe. I am Dawn Thompson. Thank you for being here. Remember that you are all perfect exactly where you are in this now moment, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. And I love you. Truth Tribe, remember, is always to illuminate self-awareness of your health, of your wealth, and of your love. All these questions can come up in any version throughout the call. You just have to step in and ask those questions. I personally do not believe you need 20 years of therapy. You need clarity right now. And so you don't need an astrology chart for Truth Tribe, but when I bring it up, it just sure helps for self-awareness. You can always go to ideserveitnow.com, tap on tools and get a free chart, or you can go to Zodiac, zbook.ideserveitnow.com and grab the entire book for hotspots, and it'll walk you through it. So let's get started. Tonight, we're going to talk about conquering the infinite loop, the infinite duality loop, shall I call it? Duality, the good, bad, the right, wrong, right? And we're kind of in a rebooting process right now, and then deciding to reject or repeat, reject or repeat. And so I want to ask you guys, even just show of hands in the call, how many of you are starting to notice that you're in a loop of growth and demolition, and it's happening like fast, right? Like the moment you get a little momentum and then bam, right? You get tripped with like a past trigger or a memory or an experience, and that you've been working through, like you've been working through it, I'm growing, it's all going good, and only to feel like you've made no progress, okay? What's happening to everyone on the planet right now is that you are in these infinite loops of acknowledgement. It's the best description I can give you. You're in this infinite loop of it's like an infinite rebirth loop until you step into the center of that infinity loop that you're repeating. You untwist the loop and you realize that you're in the center and you are infinite. You are the infinite. And you are all the energy that you are twisting and repeating and twisting and repeating. And so what's doing is it's showing you low emotions in your cells that are seeking out that same thing outside of you. So I cannot make this any more clear. If you resonate with just the external world, think about things that people resonate with celebrities and deities or strangers or doctors or, educators, whoever it is, me, right? For direction only, and you take it with like face value. You're resonating with a doctor, maybe you're, with medicine or a system that will heal you without doing any work on yourself. Maybe you resonate with education tools or just tools specifically, or explanations with no real life application. If you're judging your marriage or your spouse without acknowledging your own pot of energy, you are in a duality loop. I don't care what the external thing is, okay? So what is looping for you? That's what I want you to start thinking through, right? For me, I know exactly what loop has been replaying for me. And it's always been most of my life, but the worst loop that I catch when I'm like trying to catch myself now is asking for help, which is so weird, right? But it's an honest answer to all of you. So you'd think it would be easy. You'd think it's easy for a lot of people. And it's so hard, you all know I'm Aquarius, for even an Aquarian to do. So I'm doubling down right now with that infinite loop. Every time I put it out and comes back in, right? I'm doubling down on my awesome assistant instead of giving her like not enough or walking her through things, instead of giving her too much and holding back. Now I ask her personally, like, I need you to stay on me. So she's asking all the time. But what it's doing is it's helping me accept help, right? Because I really do need her help, right? But it's me not being comfortable asking for help, even though, yes, I'm paying her, right? She is my assistant, but I'm asking all of you the same thing. I ask everyone I know for help so that they can, what do I need to do? And ask friends for help that I can support my body, mind, and spirit, my body, mind, and soul. It's the same for all of you. So if what's happening is if you're staying, or if you do stay in this infinite loop of your unacknowledged broken beliefs, that all you're doing, it's keeping you in this duality loop that you've been trained in for lifetimes to stay in. And this is what's is called consciousness training. So whatever you're looping, you are learning self-mastery, i.e., I'm learning to ask for help and master that topic. Nothing you see on the duality, polarity, digital wizard shows you're watching. Anything you're watching, I don't care what it is, on your phone, on your TV, on your computer, anything. That's your digital wizards, right? The wizard behind the screen telling you something, right? Telling you to be scared of some BS story is only to keep you in a fear loop or to numb yourself. Everything that you see, and I'm asking you guys to acknowledge this and watch this when you're watching. It typically only lasts for approximately 2 weeks. Lately, it's like 2 days of frequency, only to twist itself back into a new good bad loop, a good bad loop of something else to upset you. Something else to upset you. And my question to all of you is, are you buying it? Are you buying these energy loops? Everything is energy. And nothing, my friends, I mean, nothing that you are watching on any screen is new. Okay? I want you to approach it and think of things from this perspective. Go back to the Roman Empire and the gladiators fighting in the arena. Now move from then and just replace it to now, to soccer, football, or cars racing in the center of a circle with a ton of screaming, drunk, unconscious people who cannot, or maybe will not, choose to be free unless they are being entertained by outside entertainment. They're not in here focusing on themselves. It's absolutely okay if you're awake and you see it as just a show and you're not attached to the outcome and you're not impacted by the outcome. But if you're focused on the outcome to determine your state of peace instead of your own truth, you are in an infinite loop. And when you associate, think of everything in the world right now. When you associate with and put your name in front of the thing that you're struggling with, my disease, my certification, my team driver, my favorite player, my role supporting the team, you're not living in your truth. You're in another show creating your lack reality according to a future outcome that's never going to happen. You're simply acting out a show. And last week, we had this question came up, and then it came up several more times in the Q&A, right? We had this great question that came in, and they asked, how do we know, right, in the world, external, if it's something that's for us or we're losing ourselves in it, if it's an NPC? And this is just an acronym for non-playing characters, okay? So I want you to imagine you're all in a show. You're in a Broadway play. Maybe you're in your elementary first show, right? And you're the head key player. You are the main part. You're the main act, okay? So I want you to think about this, my friends. This is hard for you to grasp. It was hard for me to grasp for a long while. Okay. When I say your energy, it means you are simply atoms inside this skin suit designed to hold your energy in a placeholder. And that placeholder is standing on stage. And feeling is the thing humans, it's how you function on this third dimensional plane of existence. So instead of using your eyes, you must start using your senses to feel energy of old polarity loops and replace it with intentional living of flow energy. Okay. And that flow doesn't just hold in this lifetime of your reality. You guys have all had lifetimes and lifetimes of infinite cycles, infinite loops of energy playing. Most of you have had like 20,000 to 30,000 lifetimes, and some of you on these calls have had more than that. So my big question is when when we're going to get back to non-playing characters, why would anyone want to keep doing this crappy, these frustrating, difficult scenarios and put them on repeat? I mean, it's a really valid question. Why would we come back 20, 30,000 times and keep repeating this, right? Because you're in training to become ascendant masters. All of you are. Buddha, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Yogananda. There isn't a culture, a spiritual guru, a deity. There's no culture around this planet that doesn't have one divine God or someone they look up to as a deity, right? As a guru. You're no different than them. You were just told that you were different than them. You were just taught to stay down here in these infinite loops and not open up the grid. They lived and mastered what you are all tripping onto as well, these infinite loops of learning. And in your soul, you want to feel this higher consciousness of yourself. And so you, as a master already, you came to see your superpowers. And then you send out sonar to see if this is who you want to continue being or grow. So you send it out and you say, oh, is that who I want to be? And that energy that you send out, you see it, and then you bring it back in and say, does this feel like me or not? And what reappears for you is something typically people are in, I don't like any of this right now. So what reappears is for your growth to determine if you're awake or you're avoiding your mastery. We all have a choice to decide how we're going to interact in this now moment. So on any topic, I want you to consider this. Pick one that's affecting you right now: health, wealth, and love. Just in those three. Because some say, well, I have health, Dawn, I have wealth, I have love. Okay, it can be as simple as eating cake. Okay, think of how simplistic you can make your life in making these external choices right now. Think of the infinite loops as this. Everybody put your hand out right here, right in front of your heart, okay? And push the loop out and bring it in and back to your heart and go, do I like it? Is it good for me? Push it back out and try something, experience something, argue with someone, take medicine, take a food you don't like, whatever it is, bring it back in, and your heart's going to say, and it's asking energetically, do I like it or not? And you keep doing this, right? And it's out far enough, and you're like, oh, I feel better. And you're like, no. And then it comes back, and you're like, I don't like it. Experience, like or don't like. Experience, like, this is all you're doing. And so when it comes down to something as simple as eating cake, guys, I don't drink really hardly ever, okay? My body just doesn't like it. So maybe a glass of champagne once a month, like in a celebration or something. I actually enjoy Prosecco, okay? And I love to eat cake or sugar. It's a rare experience, but I love it, right? The old me loved sugar, okay? And I would love, if I could, I would eat it for every meal. Red vines, Twizzlers, all those things. But I've learned that my energy drops when I indulge too often in sugar or alcohol. Okay. So this is how it works. It's this simple. I did both this last weekend for my husband we had a big birthday bash for him, right? And I had worked hard to pull off this bash and this great party for him. And I was like, I deserve a little Prosecco and some cake and dessert because I love it, right? And in exchange, my champagne and cake, as yummy as they were, made me feel terrible the next day. Here's the loop. Okay. It's not worth it to me, right? To interrupt my health for even a day anymore. This is where I am in my health mastery. I don't fall for how good it is. Oh, but it's so good. I only care about my health mastery and what keeps me in high frequency. So no matter what someone else goes, well, try this drink. We'll try this sugar. We'll try that dessert. No matter what they tell me, if it's going to affect me or not, I have to own it for me. It may not affect anyone. I know people who drink no problem and it doesn't bother them at all. So now let's visit this same experience with people in your life. Put it out there, bring it in, right? Your energy is pushing out your internal energy and it's returning it back to you by your inner beliefs of sonar, energy sonar. So the infinity that I keep putting over your heart is this energy loop. You're putting it out, bringing it in. Is this who I am out here? Ooh, I don't like that. You bring it in, go, no, that really is not who I want to be. People are appearing to show you how you are appearing or showing up for you. So if you're getting screwed or manipulated or argued or disrespected or manipulated or hurt, that's how you are showing up for you. And all it's doing is requesting you to master your energy. So you're going to continue, right, with this external TV wizard saying this, or they lied about that, or the doctor said this to do this, or no, I did that and they lied about that. The dates on this dating site said this, but they lied about that. I don't care how you engage in the external world. It doesn't matter. But when you venture out into the digital, physical, or mental arena, this is the kicker. It's up to you to master your thoughts and your body because your soul has the codes to know how to live at your highest frequency. And then when you choose that, you get out here and your body and your thoughts are going, well, the old you, the old 20,000 lifetimes you has these replaying infinite loops of energy that it knows. So how will you participate in each show? You are the main character, and then you have these non-playing characters. They don't freaking matter. None of these characters, the doctor, the friend, the people on TV, the gurus, the celebrities, they don't freaking matter. They're just trees. So you are either commanding your environment and you're on the stage and you're in the main playing character, or you're complaining and you become a bump on a log, or you become the log, or you become the tree. You're no longer allowed to be shocked by by the show that you're acting out, how the show is that you're actually playing out yourself. It's your show, my friends. You are writing it, you're producing it, you're acting it, and you're watching it all at the same time. You are all observing the show that you're pushing your physical body energetically down into this 3D world and saying, huh, let's go over here, play on that show, go on that stage. And you're not even aware that the NPC or these non-playing characters are what you wrote into your production on your own stage. And so they're your sister, they're your friend, they're your boss, your mom, your favorite sports star, or or your political favorite, or your philosophical, poster of truth, whatever that spiritual belief is, right? But in reality, they're simply bushes and trees, and some are literally pebbles in your stage. When you were a kid and the little kid that got to be the tree, and the little kid over there that got to be the rock, and the little kid that was holding up the sign. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Some of them are just literally pebbles or pieces of wood, petrified wood that are in your stream, passing you by, just appearing for a blip of time. They are in the stream passing you by. They are non-playing characters in your show. So here's my tip. Stop giving the bushes your power, because that's what we're doing. And it's very hard to go, but they're there, Dawn. They're there with your eyes, but they're not there with your energy field when you decide to live here and put a barrier around you. But when you're infinitely going out here and testing it, you're testing the bush and you're testing the rocks and you're testing the trees, and they're actually people. right? And so you want everyone to matter because your eyes see them as equals. They're your sister, they're labels, they're your boss or your friend, your ally. You consider them as equal as people, but energetically, your soul knows they are rocks and shrubs that you are giving all your power to avoid being the star of your own reality. You give all things equal starring roles in your stage. And my point is that if you wanted everybody to focus on the tree, it'd be a boring show. You decide how exciting or not exciting your show is going to be. But it's pretty exciting when you're over there fighting with the tree and fighting with the rock. They don't have any bearing on how you live your life. You are the star, and then what happens is you get disappointed when the shrubs don't respond to your needs properly. Like, I can't believe my sister didn't call me back. I can't believe the doctor isn't healing me. They're a rock. And they told you to go over there and lick the rock and lick something that they already know isn't going to work, but you're upset because they're telling you to come over and hang out with a rock that isn't going to help you. So I know this is hard to comprehend, but I'm trying to give you visuals so you understand what's happening. These are what infinite loops are. And when you can see them as that, you can go, huh. So if they're not responding how I want them to, it means I should just leave them be over there as a shrub. They're still my sister. I don't have to talk to them. I actually don't even have to engage. I have to go over here and create the show I want for me. So what's even more challenging to learn is that every evening, this is even more deep. Let's go deeper. Okay, let's go into the matrix of if you watch the movie The Matrix, you saw where they were unplugging their brains when they would go into these alternate realities, go back into the 3D world, participate, and then they would unplug and come back into their higher selves and their ship or wherever they were, right? So what's even more challenging to comprehend is every evening you unplug from this show that you want to be real. Whether you're watching it, you turn off the digital, you turn off the people, you turn off your spouse who's snoring, whatever, right? And you stop the programmed ego consciousness that you were taught to be in this square box, and you dream into the astral travel, into these higher realms with all your infinite loops of energy, back to your higher consciousness and to your soul's ship, right? To your soul's higher truth in the infinite to access your dream opportunities, only to reboot. So you reboot and go, oh, that's right, I am an amazing, badass master. And then you come back to your stage, you're ready to be the star. And what happens is you forget who you are. We don't have to do that anymore because I'm telling you, you can do it awake. You can choose it right now and just go, oh, that's right. I don't have to engage in the trees and the rocks and the river and the signs on the side of the road. They're just fake, non-playing characters on the stage, right? So you forget who you are, and then you go back to engaging with fake people, fake trees, fake medicine, fake knowledge, fake teachers, fake governments, fake food, fake realities. We're like, but they're real, Don, not if you don't participate. Not if you don't give them your energy, not if you don't sit there and stare at the tree and ask why it doesn't understand you, i.e. call it a sister or a friend or a boss or whoever you want to call it, right? You're in a continual rebirth, and you must decide, yes, I think I'm going to bend my reality to my desired choice of my soul, instead of bending my reality to shrubs and rocks and things that aren't serving my life right now. Okay? So your doctor is a rock. Your mean sibling is a bush. Your ex-spouse is a carp fish, right? Aren't those crappy fish? You know, in a pond. Your deity is you learning to be the same inside and not follow loops of imprisoning rules. Do these rules work for you anymore or not? Maybe back in the Roman times, they worked. They don't work for you anymore. This is a new frequency, a new freedom energy. And if it's imprisoning you, it's an infinite loop. You must choose right now, my friends. What do you want right now? Not in the future, not on the screen, not what I need to buy to make me feel better. That's all you ever need to ask yourself. Not watching these continuous loops of drama or non-playing characters, celebrities, people, stupid people who have no no possibility of being on stage with you, who have zero impact on your life, right? Not drinking or eating sugar because it lowers your energy to be able to go on stage that day for you to shine. The next day, you guys, I was literally just a blubber of exhaustion from my 3 whole drinks of champagne. I know I don't drink enough, right? So that's a lot for me. So what I'm trying to explain to you is you have to start looking at every experience as you. I get questions from parents all the time. Well, what if my kids are being bullied or taught sexual stuff I don't want them to be discussing at school? Enroll them in jujitsu or karate, or put them in online school. Parent them to grow their inner confidence, to not be scared and live in the now of learning and confidence and self-control. What if I'm being cheated on? You're seeing you cheat on yourself. You know if someone's cheating on you, you're cheating you. First off, your kids, right? Think of your kids, or you're unfaithful to you. Your kids are showing you that your lack of confidence and you're letting them deal with it on their own, and you're not stepping in teaching them. We both need to learn self-confidence. Let's go to karate together. Energy of you seeing you. Everything you look at and you see struggle, it's you seeing you. And you are being given a chance to teach your kids or your cheating spouse or whoever they are what you need to learn. The same applies to your own life. About what's affecting you in the external world is what's in need of some kind of kung fu internally, right? You need to kung fu that energy, i.e. me asking for help. You guys, it's not that I don't want the help. I desperately need it, right? But what's funny is this is where it comes from for me. I was a child that didn't like bothering people. I always felt like I was a bother in everybody's life because they were so carried away in their own realities. And so now it carried over into adulthood. Here's this infinite loop. If I bother you, even though I'm paying you to do work for me, I don't like bothering you if I could do it myself. Well, that's bullshit. It's stupid. It doesn't build a business. It doesn't build an empire. It doesn't build more work for me to be able to do what I'm good at and give it to all of you if I don't ask for help. Kung fu energy internally. It's repeating like this infinite loop of duality. So if you can see pain on the external as good, you can rewrite that script right now. Instead of replaying this out in good and bad and good and bad, you turn it into a circle of peace. You take that infinite loop, right? And here it is twisted, and you untwist the infinity and you turn it into a circle. And now you stand in the center of that circle, and what happens? You are now visually seeing all your energy in all these different pies of your life, which is why I teach the 4 hotspots, which is why I teach look and see who you are, which is why I teach self-awareness. You can go, I'm pretty good at all these aspects of my life, but this one spot, not so good. And you can push energy back towards your energy of who you want to express yourself as in a new way, from inside out instead of outside in. Because if you're on enough of my truth tribes, and my friend, you have no doubt that this is a self-awareness game you're all in. Nothing more. It's all about you being aware of you. And in order to get out of the simulation that you're in, you're just in this simulation, a show that it's kind of like everybody show up for our practice, right? Let's show up for practice. We all have to go into to practice the show before we go on to the live stage. It's a simulation. And in order for you to fly your own plane, you must be aware of your own reality that you're recreating repeatedly. Your external matches your internal. So everyone in your show, including the subcast members, rocks, trees included, are your creations. The non-playing characters. So if your pine trees no longer serve you and you wish for palm trees, it's all a matter of how aware of yourself you are to go, I really don't like these pine trees anymore. I'm going to create a new show and I'm going to go live there. Right? Are you giving your attention to rocks who have no bearing in your life to show you or how you can win? Right? But many of you are stuck seeing the boulders that are in your way, not because they're there, but because you're told they're there and you have no power to remove them from your show. My answer is don't even give them attention. They can just sit there as decor, i.e., people in your life, people in the external world are just decor. Focus on what you want to shine and just do that every day, right now. Okay. Focus on what words you will use to raise your presence. The one tip I'm going to give you tonight. Okay. Check your self-avoidance awareness. When you put something out in the world and you're looking at it, experiencing, arguing about it, whatever it is, and then it comes back into you, check your emotion. Do I like this or not? Or am I avoiding it? Because if you avoid it, it's going to come back again and it's just repeating. This is your infinite loop of duality. Good and bad, good and bad. And you're replaying it, and you're avoiding your own awareness, right? Like my avoiding help. You all know what yours is. I guarantee you, if I asked you what it is that you've been avoiding right now, of owning yourself, of taking responsibility, maybe owning your time. Don't fuck with my time. And people do. That's on me, not you. Maybe it's you're one of those time people. Maybe you're one of those I want you to want me people. Well, you don't need them to want you. You need to want them. This will catapult you so fast into your dream reality when you start acknowledging this. Check. All I want you to do for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to get to the planetary alignment in a minute, is give yourself a self-avoidance awareness on your infinite loops. When I'm putting stuff out there, when I'm watching, when I'm looking, do I have a hard time turning off my screens? That's what's giving me entertainment? So I'm not looking at myself and asking, do I have that same feeling about myself that I'm watching? Are you avoiding yourself? It's that basic. That simple. Tonight we're not going to touch on hotspots because I really want to get into the nitty gritty on what's happening in the sky today because we're in a full moon. Okay. So if you want to understand your hotspots and what I'm talking about, we're going into, we're going into what, 3, almost not quite 4 weeks away is the DMT method. And you guys, it is filling up so fast. So if you want to deep dive into every aspect and untwist your infinite loops into this circle grid of your power that you are always living from the inside out and shining out, right? We focus on every single aspect of self-awareness of yourself so you can deepen your self-awareness. It's huge. It's in Denver, October 19th. Go grab your seat before I close the doors, okay? If you just want the basics, go get the Zodiac Wheels Your Medicine Wheel ebook. You can also download the basics there, all right? zbook.ideserveitnow.com, okay? We'll come back to that next week, but everybody quickly, really quick, I want you to listen to me and say it out loud with me because this is what it takes. I teleport into my dream reality now. Clap 3 times. That's how simple this is. I teleport into that dream reality I desire to live in now. Okay. All right, I'm getting some comments. Thank you, Brian. I'm going to bring that up in the Q&A and I will comment on them. Let me get you guys really quick as to why I brought this all up, why you're repeating this, why past life stuff, why these infinite loops, like why the hell am I doing this? Why would I not want to ask for help? It sounds idiotic to me. It sounds embarrassing, right? I don't have a problem. I'll share all my stuff with you guys because I want you to understand we're all human. I teach this for a living and I watch myself do it all day long. The reason we're doing this is because we are literally going through the most profound awakening of living from our soul, then to our thoughts, then to the physical reality. Body, mind, spirit has inverted. It used to be living from our body, then we think it, then we ask spirit for help. No. It's the other way. It will never change. Right? We're going to go into this new 2,000-year window. We're already there. And so what I'm trying to tell you is you have to tap into that dream reality, that consciousness that says, I'm always in my heart consciousness. I don't have to listen to the ego quantum or telling me to be in a box reality that I can't get out of. It's total bullshit. Now, we're in a full moon, okay? We're in a full moon energy. Tomorrow on the 17th is a full moon in Pisces, my friends. And remember, full moons always rule closure and reset, but this is such a beautiful full moon. Why? It's in Pisces, and Pisces rules past lives, dreams, are where we feel imprisoned, where we don't feel seen, where we have to go inside and break ourselves out and go, what do I dream of? And know that your higher soul consciousness already has it laid out for you. Okay, this is a super full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, which means it's more powerful than a normal full moon. But what it's doing is it's bringing up these deep emotional releases and transformation. It's breaking unhealthy soul ties. It's healing. It's healing all your emotional wounds. You don't have to dig into them. You just have to acknowledge that they're there. Old wounds are going, why won't you ask for help? Why won't I ask for help? That's a stupid emotional wound, Dawn, you know? And so that's opening that deep emotions for release, burning away those blockages and boulders around true love and achieving your dreams. It is the sign of dreams. It's going to shatter all the illusions and illuminate something that has been previously hidden from your view. When you hold truth of, I refuse to live in these old infinite loops of blocks of bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. I'm going to untwist it, open it up and go, no, what do I want? And shine. That's what it's asking you to do. It's shattering these illusions, my friends, and it is inspiring deep reflection and releasing, and it's going to be transformational to your core. So you're feeling it all right now, like what is happening, right? You're going to feel more of this empathetic nature towards yourself. Like, God, I don't want to feel like that anymore. Okay. You might feel sensitivity to others' feelings amplifying, which is why I don't like you losing in that external. They're rocks and bushes, okay? But you might feel it amplify. So protect your own personal moon sign. That's where in your hotspot chart. Go look at your moon sign, wherever it sits, and in that area of your life, put on some boundaries. Just for a little while as the energy shift, okay? But it is in Pisces, so it's going to bring up some things. It's going to bring up, could possibly, you're already having this, but it could bring up strange symbolic dreams, because Pisces rules dreams. So when you're sleeping and you're in the astral travel and you're in the astral planes, you leave your body, your soul says, yay, I'm going to go experience, clear, repeat, release. It's doing all this processing. So expect to possibly have prophetic dreams, which means you may wake up and have a dream about the future, and then something happens like an hour or a day later. You're like, oh my God, I dreamt that was going to happen. You are going to have dreams that are processing past trauma for you while you're sleeping, pain with unresolved issues, vivid dreams, paranormal dreams, maybe dreams of deceased loved ones, your ancestors, people you miss. Clear messages are going to come through in your dreams. Write them down. Put a little notepad next to your bedside and write it right when you wake up, because we tend to forget it if it's not right away. It's going to bring up all your spiritual baggage to your door for release. Why? Because full moons are closure. No more tension, no more wondering, no more hesitating on your heart's desire, okay? It's time for more ease, deeper connections to the unseen. It's like, stop thinking you're not feeling and seeing things and seeing lights in the corner of your eyes and having an intuitive thought of someone and then you connect with them. It's real. Communicating with God's going to be a lot easier for you. You won't need a box or a book or a deity. You're just going to start connecting, going, oh my gosh, God, ask whatever your God is, whatever you name your God, and sitting comfortably, finally, in blessings for change. You're going to start going, it's okay for me to receive blessings, i.e., receive help or whatever thing it is, whether it's health, wealth, love, experiences. This is a very emotional and spiritual reset, and it's going to be huge. So expect miracles. I need you to expect the miracle, not I hope for a miracle. I hope this will work out. No, you expect it and put that energy in there at this time, because it's going to motivate you to evolve and see things at a much deeper understanding for you. Guys, remember, Pisces rules your soul's truth and all your past lives. So things that no longer serve you are going to get louder, this, and louder the more you ignore them. Ignoring, right? Avoiding these infinite loops of energy that you're trying to avoid. See them within yourself and go, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Don't block your blessings from old polarity loops. Let these things go. These are infinite loops. That's all you need to do is untwist it, stand in the center, and make a new reality grid. Who do I want to be in this topic of my life? I'm not going to repeat this loop over here anymore. I.e., like I was saying, some people are like, but I'm really good with money. I'm really good with love. I'm really good with my health. I know, but you suck with your kids. So you might want to quit playing these old loops from your parents and your trauma and drama and say, who do I want to be as a parent? Wow, I'm going to take my kids to karate or put them in new school or whatever, and I'm going to learn with them a new way. If that makes any sense to all of you, look at the stories you tell yourself about what achieving your dreams would take. It won't take that anymore. Because if you're still in victim mode or no spoon mode, you have to ask yourself, if there's no spoon, there's no problem, there's no argument, there's no rock, there's no tree. Your dreams will be illuminated from this Pisces moon, my friends. I promise. Okay? Everybody quickly tap into here. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I know courage. I know love. I know truth. I am courage, I am love, I am truth. Remember, this is your energetic nervous system. Tap it in. If you have to walk around all day long and just do this to undo those loops, don't let them pass back into you. You're standing with someone, just stand here and tap your chest while they're arguing with you. Know who you are and what you want. You want a marriage that's amazing? Step into that. So tonight I'd like you to share what loops that you avoided for yourself and you're seeing them now. Someone is saying, what am I avoiding? Let that crap percentage of that I'm still holding on go, or trying to control others' thoughts of me. Oh my gosh, beautifully said, Brian. So Brian's saying, let go of trying to control others' thoughts of me. They are trees. So he just laid it out perfectly for all of you. When we try to control or determine what someone thinks of us, we're trying to have a conversation with a rock or a tree. They don't care. You don't care what they think of you. You're just living your on stage. You're very good at something. And we have to step into being our gifted, most beautiful, higher self presence at all times. And that's why we're getting tripped up, my friends, because we are looking outside of ourselves for alignment of someone to tell us how to live. Why? Because you did this for 20,000 lifetimes. And all of a sudden, we're all waking up going, wow, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't like that. And I don't have to pay attention, is my point. You don't have to play the loop anymore. You don't even have to give it any attention. So this is a really well said, is still holding on to what? Trying to hold on to what other people think of you. Are you good with letting that go and knowing that if you're only worried about what you think of you, that question is what do you want to be the best at of being you? If you were shining at your highest self, what would that be, Brian? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see what else is coming in here. Any other questions, you guys? And again, you can ask anything that's going on in the world right now. Mostly, I really wanted you guys to understand why you're literally feeling awesome and then you feel tripped up. And they're going, it's faster and faster and faster. Like, nope, nope, nope. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I did it. I pulled it together. And you're like, nope, I pulled it together. Nope. And then it's like the second you start feeling better, you're like, no, don't lose it. It's not. You're not losing anything. You're just being finally aware of the crap that doesn't have any meaning because you're all on stage. You're creating a show. You can make it a movie. You could make it a real live Broadway show. You could go to the elementary and be in their show if you want, just as long as you are the main character, understanding that you're acting this out and you're deciding to tell everybody, come to my show and let me argue with the tree. That's what you look like. And when you realize that's what you're doing, you stop giving it so much energy. You start putting back in here and saying, who do I actually want to express myself in the world? You might want to travel. You might want to change your parenting skills. You might want to change your relationship skills. You might want to change And whatever that changes, it's not about changing you. It's about accepting the fact that you deserve more, stepping into that and owning, I will not accept anything but this for me. And don't worry about if anyone thinks you're good enough for it or not. This is a big deal. All right. So let's see what I got coming up here. Okay, so I want to ask anybody, how many of you are noticing momentum and then getting tripped? Momentum and then getting tripped. Why this is pushing all of your buttons? Do I have anybody seeing this happening? It's very quick, but what's happening is your recovery is quicker. And so what everybody asks me is why do I have to keep doing this? This is the question. Why do I have to keep doing this? So many lifetimes, I feel like I'm doing it again. No, well, look how quickly you're all recovering. Look how quickly you're seeing a truth in something going, that's not my truth. It doesn't matter how someone wants to live their life as a rock or a tree or any other thing. A unicorn, for goodness sake. I don't care. They're not a playing character in your reality if you don't let them become that. And that's where we're all tripped up right now. So I want you all to know that this full moon, I'm going to ask you all to go tonight, tomorrow night, whichever night you want. I want you to write down, instead of I'm closing this, I want to let go of that. I want you to say what you want. I want you to just say, for me, I want excess help from the universe, from my spirit guides, from God, from my angels, from my friends, from my business partners, all of them. I'm going to put the energy out there that I'm going to receive all the excess help I can get, because it's something that I have to step into and just receive with blessings and grace. That's what I'm writing. Now I want you all to do the same thing. Write on a sticky note, a piece of paper, and then burn it. What do you deserve to receive support in your dreams? I want to receive all the support I can to become debt-free. I want to receive, let's see, health. I want to receive all the suggestions, ideas. Someone asked me recently, they were talking about, their health and natural remedies. And I said, look, if you just put a drop of cayenne pepper, they had a lot of inflammation in their joints and that kind of stuff. It helps with blood flow. It helps with all of that. Just a drop. You can get it in drops. You can get it in pills. You can stick it out of the container and shake it into your hamburger for all I care, right? Just a little cayenne pepper every single day will start making you feel better. But we don't think about that because you're not going, what natural things, universe, a friend's going to show up and go, you know what I've been taking? Cayenne pepper. That's how this works, my friends. Someone's going to show up and go, I'm doing that too. Wow, okay, show me how you do it. Let's do it together. But you have to put the energy of a non-negotiable dream reality, quantum field, everything in the infinite universe that you could dream and imagine, put it on that paper where you can catch yourself fighting it, because you're fighting to receive. You're not fighting to get it. There's a boulder in your way playing this infinite loop of blockage. That's it. Okay? So there's that question of saying, why would I keep doing it? Because it's asking you to choose to stop doing it. It's asking you to tell the universe. This full moon is saying, tell the universe exactly what you want to expand into your energetic grid in a circle, and you're standing in the center and it's just flowing through you instead of playing in blocks right in front of you. Okay? You are the show, you are the main character, you are the star, and you decide if you want boulders or not on your stage. It's okay if they're there. They are not going to affect you, even if your tree starts waving and you're like, but that's not part of my show. Don't say that. Don't do that. I think that you're an asshole. Does it affect you having your best show ever? No, it doesn't. Show up in who you want to be and watch this moon completely start blessing you, breaking you out of your mental jail, breaking you out of that self-imprisonment, breaking you out of all this bullshit we've been told. It's not real, my friends. It's hard to understand that, but at least acknowledge where you are avoiding self-awareness of things that are repeating. One thing, that's all I ask tonight, is that you pick one thing you're repeating, write down what you want instead, and burn it. And see the universe start blessing you. Watch what happens when you hold truth to that, and you will not engage with trees and rocks anymore. Cool? All right. right, well, you guys, there are no more questions coming in. I am happy to answer. If not, I'm going to end tonight a little bit early. But it was a really, really great awakening for this new moon, this new full moon, lunar eclipse. It's going to be powerful. So embrace it and know that there is nothing wrong with you. I want to remind you guys again, if you want to check into your hotspots minimal, just go get the Z book. Zodiac book is your Zodiac Will is your medicine Z book, and you can literally see it on paper. Okay. And start looking at the spots in your chart where you avoid them because they're uncomfortable. One of my hot spots is not asking for help. I'm not going to avoid it anymore. Okay. Number 2, DMT method. My friends, it is filling up. So your entire life, all of these topics get upgraded times 10. Go to ideserveitnow.com. You'll see a pop-up of me. Click on it. It'll take you right to the event and get registered. Okay. Again, if you want the discount code, all you have to do is message me privately, personally, put the code in, and I promise I'll send you a discount code so you get in at a discount. Remember, if you're listening to this after the live session on YouTube or Spotify, all the links are in the notes below. I love you. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I wish you all brightest blessings. I will see you in a week. You guys have an awesome night. Take care.